to 9 months back, we had about 20 people working with us together as a team, interns, freelancer, all together. And now we have around less than 5 because everything has been automated. Trend of crypto and this NFT wala game, and it all got shut down. It's dead market now, NFTs at least for now.
It is the startup space has taken a front seat.
Okay.
I would say we are ahead of USA and Singapore also.
So you have started a VC firm, so let me go to the money part of it. How much does it take to start a VC fund?
Any rejection that is coming into your life is opening another door for a lot of opportunities. This is my motto.
Hey guys, what's up यार? This is Devta, founder of Anime Devta and the host at the Devta Show. आज मैं जिसको लेकर आया हूँ, she has more than 185 startups in her portfolio and she is the founder of Convanto, जो कि एक investment banking firm है. She has more than 15 years of experience in this field and she has been awarded top 10 women in wealth management. तो I think अगर आपका हल्का सा भी इंटरेस्ट है in investments, in angel investments, और अगर आप एक स्टार्टअप हो जो कि फंडिंग रेस कर रहे हो, या फिर if you are a person जो स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करना चाह रहा है and if you want to know कि फ्यूचर में क्या क्या ट्रेंड्स आने वाले हैं, तो प्लीज आई थिंक आपके लिए वीडियो काफी ज्यादा वैल्यूएबल होने वाली है. लास्ट तक जरूर देखना एंड कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हो, कोई भी फीडबैक हो, जस्ट ड्रॉप देम इन द कमेंट्स. लेट्स गो.
We are an investment banking firm and we have been in India for about 10 years now.
Okay.
We operate from WeWork, Udyog Vihar, Blue One Square building.
Okay.
We are a 10 members team. Essentially, we help small size, big size, medium size companies with their investments.
Mm-hmm.
We also help companies with their documents, which is their pitch decks, financial models, valuations, business plans. We help VC funds with their fundraisers. We help VC funds with their documentation.
Okay.
We also give a lot of talks in colleges, in corporates.
Mm-hmm.
They are all listed on the website.
Okay.
We are sector agnostic. We do $1 million to $100 million deals.
Okay.
In total, we have done in 185 deals in 40 countries. But
Okay.
in addition to that, last year we did 25 deals and 2 VC fund deals as well.
So like which other countries, can you give me an example?
In India, Singapore, Dubai. We did in UK.
Okay.
We have done in USA.
So like you have done more than 185 deals across the world.
Across the globe, yeah.
Okay.
In
So
40 countries.
So what happened that you decided that I want to start a VC firm or I want to start Convanto?
So I had done my background of a family office fund, essentially, which I had headed for 15 years. All I knew is finance. Hence, I thought it's better for me to get into finance. This has been my interest since childhood as well.
Okay.
So why I chose this industry is there's a lot to do in finance.
Okay.
As you can see, we are helping startups, not only women-led startups, we help startups, men-led startups as well. We help VC funds. So it adds on a lot of value to the business that the company is doing. We also help with business advisors. We help companies scale up in their growth.
Okay.
So essentially, I find this work very dynamic, and hence, because there are very few women in the finance space, since
Right.
I was more inclined towards.
So why did you leave your family firm and start another firm?
We moved from abroad to India. And decided to, I did a few investments. Then I decided to go back to advisory because COVID had hit. I wanted to park my money. So I decided to just start with helping startups as an investment banker rather than invest myself.
So you have invested 15 years past outside India.
Yeah.
And then last 10 years in India. Then what do you think there's a difference in mindset in investing abroad and in India?
India is very upcoming. They welcome me with open arms. I never faced any difficulty in running my business. In abroad, also like in Jakarta, it's essentially a Muslim-dominated, a place where there are rules and regulations. Women are kept at the back seat. Singapore is more forward that way. The laws in Singapore are more easy for anybody to work. It's more developed place. But I think India, as you can see, there are lots of unicorns that have come from India. Economy is growing. So I think the difference is that in India we have lot of culture, different cultures that we get exposed to, different cities that we get exposed to. Not only that, what you can say is that it is the startup space has taken a front seat.
Okay.
I would say we are ahead of USA and Singapore also. Just that for blockchain and cryptos, our laws are not yet fully, developed. But other than that, I think we are par with almost everything. We have a gift city coming up in India. You must have heard about the gift city.
No, I haven't.
Just like Dubai has this free zone area wherein people come from all over the world to do businesses. Gift city is like that. Lots of VC funds from abroad have set up funds there. Lots of, VC funds from India have set up their funds there. It's a financial hub. There will be less tax implications, or rather no tax implications if you have an office there. And you can do work across borders. So
I will... So there is a thing, if we move and establish our company in Singapore, then we save a lot of tax. So do you think that tax? So do you think that this Made in India scheme that the government is currently forcing this on, so we can also benefit in India also, like
yes,
if we set up
Gift City is that only. In Gift City, you will not have to pay any taxes. You can work across globes.
Right.
To set up offices there, people take 2 to 3 months. I know personally 2 to 3 VC funds, past 6 months, they've been trying to set up office there.
Okay.
So India is upcoming in every way.
So there is a trend that there people have the beliefs that when there is a trend in US, then 2 to 3 years later it will come to India. What do you think about that?
The trend is now starting from India, and USA has taken a back seat. We have Bangalore as the Silicon Valley of India.
Right.
So I don't think that we lack in any way. We are very talented. We have all the resources that we have. We are able to do as much as they are able to do. So I would always put India forward.
So like India is moving aggressively in this
aggressively.
So you have started a VC firm. So let me go to the money part of it. How much does it take to start a VC fund?
So initially when I started Convanto, I had put in some of my own money. We had to hire people. We had to fix compliances. We had to do a lot of things. So yeah, there was a small amount of investment, but not, you can say I invested my own 50 lakhs.
50 lakhs.
To start everything. And then I think we started working. We set up the office. We had to set up all the, compliances, make the company proprietorship, have GST in place. All these things do cost a lot of. We have to hire good people because our documents were globally formatted documents.
Right.
So essentially, if you look at, we are sole partners with a lot of companies to make documents. So we needed the best talent. We have a lot of good talent in our firm already.
So what is the difference between your firm and 100x and Antler and Tiger and all these firms?
100x is a VC fund. Antler is a VC fund. Tiger Global is a VC fund. We are an investment banking firm that help startups get the right kind of VC funds because I have relationships with the MDs of the funds and hence I can get things done faster. So our work is to help startup or a company end to end with
Okay.
their documentation, with their fundraisers. The finance part we take care of. We even help some very big HNIs who own farmhouses, etc., to manage their wealth. We tell them where to invest. So this is the difference between us and a typical VC firm.
So it's like if I'm applying to 100x or if I'm applying to Antler, and if I get the word that we will be funded, then you will be in between for the due diligence and all.
Yeah, we have no. So we actually help you raise funds through them also.
Okay.
There is a direct way also to get there. But since we have the good relationships with these funds, we can help you raise funds faster. We can help you with end-to-end documentation. We can help you negotiate your term sheet. We can do a lot of work in that way.
Okay. So like, is there any sector that you are typically inclined to, or your firm is typically inclined?
We love D2C a lot.
Okay, well, my brand.
Yeah, and we like health sector a lot. We've just closed a company. It is called Genly. Genly tests the saliva of a particular person, and we test the based on the psychometrics analysis. We are able to derive the behavior and the career path of a particular individual. So it's in the health sector. We have startups in helping to replace chemotherapy.
Okay.
So health and D2C is my favorite. But of course, we do fintech, we do edtech. We have done a lot of sectors in AI, robotics.
Okay.
We have done a lot in the pet space.
Any interest in electric? Because
On electric, we have done 3 deals.
okay.
And we are very closely associated also with Blue Smart.
So like Blue Smart, this cab company, electric cabs.
Yeah, we have done a lot many cab companies. We have done EV bikes. We have done, mobility companies. We are doing a company in carbon credits. So we have a lot. Our portfolio is filled with different. We have a disruptor on menopause. So
Okay.
we have a company who's made Ayurvedic medicine for menopause. It's a very big thing in a woman's life,
Right.
and the symptoms attached to it we have done. We are doing in many sectors.
So like how?
We have done also in food. We are doing a company which had gone to Shark Tank, Falhari, fruits company.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, how do you decide that this startup is going to make a change? Like, let's say I have 2 electric startups, both have the same kind of bike, same kind of mileage, everything is same, and electric and EV sector is going to grow, right? So how do you decide that which startup I will fund?
See, when we pick a startup, typically we do look at the background of the founder. We see what is that they have brought to the table. We see whether the founder is grounded or no. Not only that, we see what is it that they are bringing on the table and how much drive they have to generate the revenue.
Right.
We do a little bit of due diligence with their documentation and see if everything is clean. And then we pick up the deal, because we don't also want to spoil our relationships with the MDs of the funds that we are bringing to. They are relying on us for the deals that we are taking to them. Hence, it is very, very important that we pick up the right kind of startup. So if you see our portfolio, I hope you've gone through our testimonials.
Right.
People have written a lot of good things about us because they themselves are good and they have amazing startups and they have done amazing work.
Like, can you name any startup that has like changed your life in the VC part of, or the investing as an investment banker?
Changed my life.
Or the point of view you look at startups for investment?
There are some health startups that really, make me think that what they are doing is, like, we had a startup on ambulance services.
Okay.
I really felt that they are putting a lot of hard work into such kind of startups, because ambulance is one thing people don't get at the right time.
Right.
So it is like a, saving lives. I think those kind of startups, I feel like I should be doing more for them.
Okay.
Then, I mean, with every startup, you understand, and then, like if you see Falhari, when Falhari came to me, he educated me about magnesium. He
Okay.
educated me about having pineapple and which fruits I should have. So
Okay.
I learned that, oh, this fruit can do this for me, and this fruit. So maybe because I was having a lot of fruits, but I didn't know that this fruit can add this value to my life.
Right.
So I think he really pushed me to have pineapple.
Like there is a friend of mine, he's in Shark Tank. So he told me that whenever you are raising or pitching to an investor, you should add value to the investor also,
Yeah.
not just his portfolio.
Yes, true. Because see, it is investors' hard-earned money which they are putting into a startup because they believe in it.
Right.
So, you have to make sure you multiply that. Like we had a founder who bought a car with the investors' money. One founder treated cancer.
Okay.
Now, if you cannot manage your money, you hire people like us or CFOs who can actually manage your money and help you understand where to make investments.
Right.
But if you cannot manage your money, you cannot use the investors' hard-earned money for these things. Hence, now the investors have started up, really being calculative about the investments they make. They do a proper risk analysis on as to what investments they should be making. So it's a teamwork. It's like a marriage, like how they say, marriage between the startup and the investor that takes place.
How do you think that the investors' mindset has changed over time? Because I've seen that many of the unicorns right now in India are from IITs and all, and many of them are loss making. So if the investors do not invest more money into them, I think most of them will shut down. So
No, I think what investors do look at is that the founder is humble. He is able to make a change. He is able to multiply the money. Whether he is from IIM, IIT, of course, that is secondary. But this is the three important factors that investors' mindset are very open-minded. There's a lot of capital in the market. They're investing heavily.
right.
This news that is there, winter funding, I don't see any winter funding because every day I see a new startup getting funded. And in my own portfolio companies get funded all the time. So capital is there. We just need to tap the right kind of opportunities. Also, like have that thing that, if you don't have the drive. Now, what some founders, what I notice are doing is, they are banking on the investors' money, but they don't want to work towards it. They just want to take a back seat and they are just saying, okay, we have a startup now, we want money, and they feel things will get done. But that's not the attitude. Unless you have the skin in the game, you are able to drive, you are able to even bootstrap without investment. I think that is when, there is a change in the entire ecosystem. I mean, it's not that all the time you'll get investments.
Right.
And at times you might get, at times you might not. So you always need to be on the go.
So I think you should be able to survive and grow with your own money.
As well as if you're getting investments, well and good. If you're not getting, you don't have to chase it.
Right.
Like, chase it and say, okay, now I'm going to, and I feel like founders should not, like website can be done on your own. They should not ask money for such things.
Right.
Like if they want to grow in technology, if they want to, have a more resources for marketing, that makes sense. But if they want to utilize the money to make a website and say, no, this is also the investor going to do that. So the investor will say, where is the founder's risk? Why is the founder not taking any risk? Why should I risk my entire money?
So can you give me an example of when people like have taken some investment from the investors, taken their money and have utilized it badly. So like what the startup should not do with the investors' money?
So what they do is many startups burn the money in marketing. And they burn it completely in just marketing, and they left with no money.
Right.
They also sometimes just burn a lot of working capital with things that are not necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, the mistakes that founders do is they burn the investors' money. They are not able to multiply the investors' money. I have seen founders burn the entire money and then ask for more money.
Okay.
Then quoting a higher valuation is a big blunder that many founders make all the time. I think these are some of the factors. Not having a LinkedIn profile, not having a website, there is no track record of the founder.
Right.
So if there's no track record, why will the investor want to invest? And if the investor does invest also, and then also the track record, everything needs to be built and maintained, and it's everybody's hard. Today, a father will give a child a 1,000 rupees pocket money.
Right.
After 3 days, if the child will say, I want another 1,000 rupees, the father will say, beta, what did you do with it? I mean,
Right.
not that he's objecting the fact to give money, but he'll say, what did you do with the money?
Right. He will definitely ask.
Yeah, investor will ask you, what did you do with the money? Are you taking inputs from the investor before you utilize the money? Like, some people take the money from investors to pay back their loan. That is not possible. Why will he or she pay back your loan?
Right.
So those things, you need to, like, I know founders at company, I want to pay back that loan, so I'm going to take equity. So
then no one will invest, definitely.
yeah, so I think these are some of the factors.
So I've also heard that people overhire with the money, and then at this point we have seen that many people are laying off employees in thousands and thousands. So that also happens like this. What happens in the corporate level? I'm a startup. I don't know. Like, do we have a hiring budget? Let's say I have a hiring budget of 10 CR. I want to hire this people, and the HR will say, ki, yes, I will divide the 10 CR in 100 different parts, and then I get 100 employees or 150 employees. How does it actually work?
See, when it comes to hiring, we are a boutique investment bank. If we want, we can hire 20 people.
Right.
We can hire, but why do we need 20 people? We have to also understand that do we actually need it?
Right.
Like I have seen companies, they actually can work with 2-3 employees.
Okay.
But they want to hire 20 people for the same thing. Doesn't make sense. So what I'm trying to say is there are ways also. You can actually outsource work also at times. If you cannot afford, you can create affiliate partnership models.
Right.
You can do different kinds of things. You can encourage your current small team that if you do this much, you get this much incentive. Rather than you give the money to 10 different employees, you give to 1 or 2 good employees and encourage them so that they grow.
So they will also stay together.
Yeah, so you will retain your employees like that. But if you are going to just hire and not able to pay, naturally you'll have to retain.
Right.
Now what happens is also employees are not dedicated to, in corporates. In startups, they are very dedicated. And small companies, they are very dedicated. They're very diligent. But in corporates, people are not dedicated. Tell me why. I know many interns who go into corporates, they are not able to cope up. Why? I'll tell you why. Because a corporate thinks that they can suck out the blood of the employees.
Right.
And make them work like a, what is it called? Like a donkey and get things done. Now, in my firm, we don't work like that. Our system is you don't come 9 to 5. You come twice a week, but you have to finish the work. And we need output. That's it. I don't care whether you come or not. So this is what because of this, our employees have been very happy. Now, if you see in corporates, they want 9 to 5. They will cut for this thing, that thing. There's a political culture. And the other day, one of my neighbors told me that politics is a part of the job role nowadays. Politics handling. So, can you imagine that has become a part of the job role? So layoffs and this, of course, layoffs will happen if the company feels that they are paying excessive, they don't need so many employees.
Right.
They can actually manage with a small bunch. They have to also manage. In big companies, they have big investors. They have to answer those investors. In big companies, they have to retain a lot of money. If they have a certain amount of money for 2 years, and if they have employees, they have to show that how they're going to retain. So these are the different things. So even if layoffs happen, one should not get disappointed. When COVID happened, people started work from home.
Right.
They became entrepreneurs. There is a lot of opportunities. People can become entrepreneurs with the skill set they have. It's just that risk-taking ability. If you get a layoff, you should feel happy that any rejection that is coming into your life is opening another door for a lot of opportunities. This is my motto. So if you're getting a layoff, be happy about it. Relax for 2-3 months. And, I think then kickstart your journey, plan things, become an entrepreneur. So the more entrepreneurs we create in India and young minds, I think the more we are going to create employment, the more we are going to create, good stuff. So I don't think there's any problem.
So what do you think about this emerging tech market? Because we are also a startup. Around 8 to 9 months back, we had about 20 people working with us together as a team, interns, freelancer, all together. And now we have around less than 5 because everything has been automated. Like less than 5 who are working from home. And what do you think about that? Does technology will eventually take the job? Or
and I tell you, when demonetization happened, people didn't know how to utilize Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay.
Right.
They were forced to use these tools. And when they got forced to use these tools, today the vegetable vendor, today the automan, today the milkman, even people who are opening small businesses are utilizing these methods to generate income. So when COVID happened, teachers didn't know how to use Zoom.
Right.
StreamYard, AirMeet. We didn't know that these are meeting platforms, Google Meet, where we can actually finish our meetings sitting on a table. And we didn't know that there is things like Blinkit, Zomato, pharmacies on our tips on a phone. So for a mother like me who had 2 small kids, for me it was very easy because I could do my work. I didn't have to go for any offline meetings. I could order my stuff online. So when we were pushed to use technology, we need to be proactive and progressive.
Right.
So I think we need to, every day new technology comes up. Every 6 months, we need to adapt to that technology and move on. I don't think that technology is a bad thing. Technology is a good thing if it is utilized in the right manner, in a productive manner. Even if everything is automated, still we need employees to manage that automation, to look into things. So, but of course it cuts down the startups, expenditures or the company's expenditures. So, automation is very good. I mean, and there will be different employments that come up in this technological aspect that you will see.
Like as an investor or as an investment banker, how do you decide that I am going to invest in this startup or this industry? Because I think there was a trend of crypto and this NFT wala game, and it all got shut down. It's dead market now, NFTs at least for now. So how do you decide that this is the growing trend and I'm going to invest in that?
See, Convanto doesn't have any herd mentality. So VCs and investors do have a herd mentality. So if one person is putting in Zomato, everybody will put in Zomato. If one person is putting in Nykaa, everybody will put in Nykaa. One person is putting in Mama. We don't have that attitude. We pick up unique startups, unique sectors from all over the world and in India. And we look at it, everything in a positive manner.
So how does a investor's portfolio look like? I have seen that many of the startups actually fail after 2 to 3 years, 4 years. So is it like all red and like 2 or 3 green startups, or how is it actually?
So when we pick up a startup, we do a little bit of due diligence. We make sure that it is doable and then it can get investments, only then we pick it up. We do look at the founder's background, we do look at the revenues, we do look at what they are bringing on the table.
Right.
Of course, at times we also pick up wrong startups and we get stuck with them, but then we have our ways to deal with them also.
Okay, can you elaborate on that?
No, I'm just saying that, see, as an investment banker, 95% the deal goes through our platform.
Right.
5% we cannot guarantee what goes wrong with the DD or the funds taking long to hit the company's account.
Right.
That is not in the investment banker's control. Apart from which, we cannot strangle the investor and take the money out of them or put a gun on their head and say, hey, give us the money. Now, some founders do expect that from us. And when they get a rejection, they just outburst with a lot of things. But later on, when we make them realize that, essentially we cannot force anybody, but we are utilizing our relationships. We are helping you, hand-holding you end to end, guiding you what should be your ask, how you can reduce your valuation, how you can package your documents neatly so that the investment committee looks at it and, tries to accept it and, understands that you are a doable firm. So these things we help the firm with. But eventually we don't guarantee any fundraise.
Right. So why will any startup reduce their valuation? Isn't it better that we have a higher valuation?
Yeah, I'll tell you, at times founders have this thing in their mind which they have got from somewhere, and they're not understanding that they have quoted a really unreasonable valuation. Now, when I and my finance team, when we sit with the startup, we actually, do a lot of number crunching, and we explain the founder that what is a reasonable ask.
Right.
Now, for instance, we had a company, and post-COVID, there was these companies who had come with sanitizers and floor cleaners and all these cleaning things, and their CA wanted to keep them happy, and they came up with a very unreasonable valuation of 125 CR. When I and my finance team sat with them, we found out that their valuation is only 70 CR.
Okay.
We tried to tell them that, look, you have to propose this to the investor and not that.
So how does it?
When they did not listen to us, they got rejections, because for an investor, they also understand that they cannot accept the startup with a higher valuation. For them, it should make sense. It should be reasonable. I mean, of course, we are not saying that the founder has to reduce the.
So how do we actually calculate the valuation of a company? I think for ideation-based startups, for like different sectors also, like EV sector, the prototyping only takes 4-5 CR, and then in different sectors like D2C, there's a multiple of 7-8x. How do we exactly work on that?
So our finance team sits with the company. We understand their numbers. We take a lot of documents from them. We hear their vision. We take their financial projections, and then we come up to a calculation. Exact calculations I cannot explain, because every company has a different way that we do their valuations with. But yeah, I can say in 10 years, Convanto has done the best valuation reports. We have made the best kind of pitch decks. business. We make the best kind of business plan. And if any company takes our documents to any investor, they are bound to get investments.
Okay. Okay. So how do you actually differentiate that you want to go with a performance-based investment or ethics-based investment? For example, there are a lot of startups like Beer. It's a beer brand that it's been 5-6 years that it has actually rose to youth also. So how do you actually? And there was also a flavored hookah brand in Shark Tank. So do you guys like see what do you prefer, ethic-based or performance-based?
So we only look at startups that are solving a larger problem. Now, flavored hookahs don't solving any problem.
Right.
A beer industry is not solving any problem.
Right.
If you look at Menopause, Menoveda is a company that we are doing that is solving a larger problem.
Okay.
So if I have to choose between that beer company and a hookah company, I would choose a Menopause company because I think that is solving a larger problem. So if you say ethics, yeah, I go by ethics. I'm very ethical, I'm authentic in the way I deal. We have done beer startups. It's not that we haven't done, but those were made from vegetables and, they didn't have any alcohol.
Okay, like fruit beer and all.
Fruit beers we have done. Of course, a cigarette smoking company had come to us. We didn't pick up that.
Okay.
So why? Because we don't think it is solving any problem. If an alcohol brand comes to us, of course, the liquor is getting funded.
Right.
There's a lot of, work happening there. But for me, it is not solving a larger problem in this thing.
So, like, if it will solve a bigger problem, it will stay for years and years.
It is, for me, I want to help a company that is helping, educate the mindsets of people, helping so many, things around. Like we have a pet company, they're helping pets on the streets, pets stuff. They're providing pet services. So I think that is we are doing. We have a company in agri-tech. They have made floor cleaners with orange peels and other stuff. So I think we would love to help them.
Right.
Like we have a company in carbon credits. We are going to help them. We are already helping them. So we have such different portfolios. Wherein we are, I said, we have Falhari from Shark Tank.
Right.
That's our portfolio company. So we have different types of companies that come to us, of course. And
What do you what are the main mistakes that startups do when they are raising funds, and how does the investment bankers help us sort it out before we actually pitch?
see, when a company comes to us,
Can you name me 3 mistakes?
mistakes. They don't prepare their documents properly, because of which they don't get funded.
Right.
They quote higher valuations, because of which they don't get funded. They burn the investors' money, for which they have to pay it at some point or the other in the long run. So these 3 mistakes. Now, when a company comes to us, the advantage is that we help them curate their documents in the correct manner. We give them a clear picture of what is going to be their ask, what is it that is lacking in their business plan. We help them get the right kind of investors with the right kind of valuations. We make sure that they are not going to burn the investors' money. And that way, both our investors and companies have been very happy with us.
Okay. From an investor's point of view, what has been your best and the worst experience with the startup that has been funded by you guys?
My best experience has been, there's so many best experiences.
Can you just name one?
So, yeah, I will tell you this company. There was this health tech company that I spoke to you about that was testing salivas. These were really dynamic founders. Even after the investments got done, they wrote to me that whatever help I need, I can always openly approach them. They will help me refer to people. They'll help me connect. So they were so nice that in a day they agreed to sign a mandate with me. They did not think twice. They were so professional that they just wanted to focus on the work, and we got them in everything done in 15 days.
Okay.
When it comes to bad experience, we have a company currently in, like I said, it's in carbon credits.
Okay.
Whenever they get a rejection, they pounce on us. As if we have sat into the investor's mind and said, hey, you rejected. So they blame us. Now, if a rejection happens, how are we supposed to be blamed?
Right.
I mean, because of our relationships, the investor has actually come on the call and tried to understand, not once, twice. But if still either IC committee or they are rejecting, how are we supposed to be blamed? Every time they get a rejection, they write hurls of abuses to us. They do lots of things. But yeah, we told them that this is not acceptable. So they have calmed down now.
Okay.
But yeah, they expect a lot from us. And they say a lot of things behind our back to people. But it doesn't really affect me because I know that I am doing my work right and how much efforts we put into a deal.
Right.
Our goal is to get them funded. We are still trying. Even though our mandate is over, we are trying to help them.
But carbon credits is not a easy industry to step in.
It is not an easy industry. Not only that, some founders think that, without having any track record, they can get the investors money. And this is what is happening here also.
Like people have a mindset that of celebrating funding.
Yeah.
So they're like, funding is my end goal. If I was funded, then I have got a bigger startup.
Yeah. So I think that is it there.
Okay. How much investment, how much return does an investor look for generally when investing in a startup?
10 to 15% is standard.
10 to 15% return.
Or in return.
ROI.
I mean, how much you can multiply, 10x, 2x, 3x. That happens at the time of discussion. But investor takes 10 to 15% stake in the company.
Right.
At times, investors do take 20%. If it's a strategic tie-up, investors do take up to a 50%. But 10 to 15% is standard. And I think it's quite reasonable. Most VC funds, micro VCs, they have a very reasonable ask. But yeah, they do expect the founder to...
So for the audience, for the common audience, can you explain the difference between a normal VC fund and the angel investors that invest?
So VC fund is a proper, fund that comes with a lot of technology team. And they do funding from about 700K onwards to 5 to 10 million. Angel investors are small investors that invest between 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs, at times even less than that. They have no knowledge of the VC or the startup industry. They just like the game of investments, and they like to put in small amount because many angel investors that I have come across, they have enough money, but they don't know where to put it.
Right.
And they want to actually give back to the society at times, so they invest in small startups, small amounts, so that they get a push. So with angel investors, there is a higher equity dilution. With a VC fund, there is less.
Okay.
VC fund is a group of people.
Pool of angels, basically.
No, VC fund is a group of people sitting at the board of a fund.
Okay.
It's for angel, it is their own individual money.
Okay, so it's a company's money going into another company.
Yeah.
Okay. And generally, I have seen that normally VCs do not invest in D2C startups. from the last 2-3
VC
years?
invest a lot in D2C startup.
Like they invest a larger amount for the early stage startups. I think only angel investors do.
No. If you are looking for a small amounts, like starting with 2 CR, I would
1 to
say,
2 CR.
and you can get a lot of micro VCs. For angel investors, your family and friends can put in the first money in, which will be between 10 to 25 lakhs.
Okay.
Which even 100 XVC only puts up to 25 lakhs. If you go to their website, you can have a look at it. So I think it all depends from where you want to take the money.
So there are different types of investment that investors do. Like there is equity based, there is convertible debt, and there is proper debt.
There is also RBF, revenue based financing.
It's a new thing like Velocity and this Razorpay do.
Yes.
So what do you actually prefer? Early stage startups and the startups that have got to the revenue stage, making 5-6 CR a year, should go for?
They can try equity investments. They can try RBF funding. I think both should work.
Okay, equity and RPFs are the first priority.
Revenue based financing.
Okay. So we should end this podcast now. Can you just give us a simple suggestion or one recommendation to all the startups watching right now?
So my entire message to this entire audience who's watching this podcast is that anybody who's criticizing you is only doing so because they are doing less than you. So please believe in yourself and have the faith that you have all the abilities and skills to outshine everything. If you don't believe in yourself and you lose courage, you have lost half the battle. So that's my message to all of you, and have a great day.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.